Your teenager is not ignoring you. Their brain is changing. And if you don't understand this, you will lose them. Raising a teenager is never an easy job. For others who just started, sometimes it comes as a shock. You used to have them as this very sweet little girl or little boy who constantly follows what you say, or shall we say, most of the time, follow what you say with not much questioning, no struggle. They follow your words, they follow your advice, they fear you. But why, as soon as they enter the teenage years, they start changing? Is it because of bad influence from the outside environment? Peer pressure? Or maybe bad parenting? All of these possible answers mentioned, of course, have always an impact. But what most people, especially parents, do not know is how the teenage brain works. Now, let us try to recall the three parts of the human brain. First, in the front part, you have emotion, where all of our emotional experiences are stored. Second, this instinct part of the brain that takes over when we are in a dangerous situation or a frightening moment. The last one, situated below the emotion and instinct part, is the thinking. The thinking part of the brain allows you to speak, decide, reason, and calculate. Recap: what are the three parts of the brain again? The emotion, the instinct, and the thinking. Let's talk more about these parts of the brain. The emotion. This part of your brain processes all your feelings. This is the part of the brain that has the strongest power in storing memory than the other parts of the brain. Example: you have a very bad relationship from the past that did a huge damage on your feelings. That is why, in most cases, it sticks in your memory for a long time. And if you have some things or experiences that help you remind about that specific experience, you can't avoid being emotional. Also, if the emotional part of your brain feels fear, then the instinct part takes over. The instinct controls your heart rate, your breathing, and your body temperature. It also triggers three choices of reactions when you are in a danger mode, such as fight, flight, or freeze. It should be understandable. When you are in a situation that seems frightening or you feel anxious, the instinct part of your brain will immediately calculate the situation if you should fight or flight, which means run away or freeze by standing still, not saying or not doing anything. All these things you cannot control. It happens on their own even without you thinking of it. The last part of the brain, the thinking. This one is in charge for new learning, such as learning in school, listening and understanding when you are talking to someone, and the decision-making process. So, when you experience a moment in life that you have to make a decision, please know that the thinking part of your brain is working hard for that. But how are these parts of the brain have something to do with teenagers? When your child reaches a certain age, most likely at 13, just for the name of the number alone, 13, they start to be distant from the family. As much as you want them to stay as who they were when they were 7, 8, or 10 years old, you can't. Parents just can't. It's the structure and the process of human brain. At 13, kids start to form new relationships outside their family. It can be social group, friendship, and others even already have romantic relationships. Of course, they start to have crushes. In this age, kids spend lesser time with their family members than they used to be. They start to develop passions for hobbies and interests to become part of a group outside their family circle. The feelings of fitting in or wanted to belong increases. And you know why? Because their brain is preparing them to become independent, to be able to live on their own, and to be able to do things all by themselves. Therefore, saying no to your kids that wanted to hang out with their friends is never enough. That will only create a tension and misunderstanding. The best way to do for parents in this situation is first, assess the situation like where they're going to and what are they planning to do. If it is safe enough, let them go. Let them have that experience. However, educate them the possible risks and consequences if they do stupid things. Let them know that in every action, there is always the reaction. That means that there are always consequences. What you can do for your child is educate them to choose the positive consequences. Give them a moment to reflect what are the consequences for their actions, both positive and the negative. Teenage brain is the peak for learning. In this age, they are able to understand and process new information more than the adult brain. So let them take advantage of that brain by getting more experiences in life as long as it does not harm them. This is the time that they should be encouraged to explore and learn, such as learning new language, learning to play musical instruments, sports, and more. Take advantage of that amazing capacity to learn. However, it should not be disregarded that seeking out new experiences can mean taking risks. But also remember that there are two kinds of risks, the positive and the negative risk. Teenage brains are much more ready to take risks than they were as a little child or than when they will be as an adult. What can be done is again explain to them, educate them to choose the positive risk. Positive risks can be joining a dance club knowing that he or she is very shy, or taking a chance to deliver a speech in front of the class. Negative risks, that is so easy to identify. It can be a lot of stupid things that can harm or injure them. That includes drugs, alcohol, and other illegal substances. Remember, teenage brain is so powerful. But once it is damaged, there is no going back. There is no repair. The damage is lifetime. So, before you say no, ask yourself, do they need control or they need understanding? Because the way you guide them now will shape who they will become later on.